Hi, my name is Steven and I'm a product manager at Klipfolio. We're rolling out a new type of component reference that makes it easier to work with data that you transformed using applied actions like grouping, sorting, and filtering. You may be familiar with the existing component reference, which you can use in your formulas to reference other components. This saves time and shortens formulas, but if you're using applied actions, you might end up with an unexpected result due to the order of operations. And this is where you're going to want to use the new results reference that we're rolling out, which uses the value that you see displayed in a cell after the transformations have been applied. So what you see is what you get. Let's look at an example. So here I've got a table that shows values for a company. There's two companies, A and B, and it's showing their expenses and revenue. And in this last column, I'm calculating expenses divided by revenue. In the formula, you can see I'm using two different component references to reference those two columns and make my calculation. And you see the expected results. Now I want to show you what happens if I use an applied action to do a grouping. So this is the same table, and I'm selecting to group by company. So now instead of having 4 records shown, there's only 2. Grouped by company A and company B. The expenses have been summed, and the revenue has been summed, and it's also aggregated and summed the calculated value for expenses divided by revenue. So you saw for company A, the two values we had before were 0.48 and 0.67. Those have now been summed together to get 1.14. And while that is the right calculation, it's actually not the result we're looking for in this case. We're displaying 12 as the expenses and 24 as the revenue. What we'd like to see there is 12 divided by 24, which is certainly not 1.14. So now let's see how we would do this using the new result reference. Here we have the same table. We've grouped by company again, but we're using a new type of reference called the result reference. You see it has an ampersand symbol at the beginning instead of the exclamation mark. And it's referencing the same two columns though, expenses and revenue. But in this case, we're actually seeing the expected result of 0.5, which is 12 divided by 24. And how this works is, as you're doing as you're performing different actions on this table, and the values that are displayed here change, the calculation here also changes because it's working with the displayed values, not the underlying formulas. If you look at the hints below, you can see we've renamed the existing component reference to formula reference. It still behaves the same way and still has the exclamation mark symbol. And the new type of component reference, result reference, is here as well, and it uses the ampersand. So that is the new result reference and how it works. Thank you very much for watching.